Hi, I'm Christian.
And I'm Vera.
And in this episode, we're gonna take care of a little bit neglected Land Rover Discovery 3 with 265,000 kilometers.
Yeah, a little bit is kind of an understatement, but hope you enjoy the video. It will be a good one.
If you remember a couple of weeks back, we reviewed Joachims Land Rover Discovery 3 with 265,000 kilometers on the clock. And we noticed that the engine was quite noisy compared to Vera's car. We're gonna take care of that in this video, and you will be surprised what we found.
Yes.
There's Joachim with his 2005 Land Rover Discovery 3. That's it, you can stop it. Close the parking brake if this is still working. Oh, and look at that, he added a Land Rover time sticker here. The first thing we're gonna do, the vehicle is now really hot. We're gonna check his oil pressure. Oh, look at that, he got a Land Rover sticker on his coat. I only wear like a damn t-shirt. Vera, you gonna film?
Yes.
While it is still hot, measure the oil pressure. Okay, so I'm gonna remove first the oil pressure switch, and I don't want to throw any dust in there. And the goal is to not make a major leak or cause any additional harm to this engine.
Oh my God.
So I got a copper ring in there and start it. Film it. Making sure it's not leaking. There's his oil pressure with engine hot. The little tiny one is half a bar, so he is in spec with 0.7. So now he's gonna rev it to 3,500.
So that was 2 bar.
At 3,500 RPM, the specification says 1.9 bar when
Perfect.
the vehicle is hot.
Yeah.
And he had 2.1 bar. He was also in spec at idle. He was slightly over 0.7. He's running 5W30. Okay, so with 5W30, this is an extremely good result. First test is done. What we're gonna do is get it now on the lift and do our maintenance job. Okay, we're gonna lower the vehicle down, remove the fuse from the air suspension. You guys know we do that and we show it in many videos. So the fuse is out. Now the vehicle can't regulate the height anymore. Now we're loosening the oil filter cap and we turn it about 2 revolutions. This drains the oil filter housing into the oil pan. Now it's draining the oil from the oil filter housing into the oil pan. What that also means is that the check valve inside the oil filter housing is still intact. So this vehicle is a 2005 with the 2.7 liter TDV6, no DPF.
Like mine.
And it is not Land Rover maintained, but it is maintained by a Land Rover mechanic. So I would say this is about the best constellation you can have. Also, Joachim skipped a few oil changes here and there.
Maybe.
Okay, he's an emergency responder, okay?
He's got better things to do.
So he's got more important things to do,
exactly.
Okay?
Oh my God, the clip is missing.
Yeah, and I saw it before I touched it. So now, and I latch it in here, on it, in service position.
Oh, now I can see something.
And you guys remember when you pull this tube out here, that there is a connection down here, which is really important that it seals well. And if I stick now a rag in here, I want to remember to take the rag back out.
Oh my God, otherwise it will be in your turbo.
Take this cover off. There we go. Okay. Oh, now look at that here.
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Look at that.
Da habe ich noch Glück gehabt.
Oh my God. You are so lucky.
You know, as an emergency responder, you shall be forgiven.
Yeah.
Somebody's life was probably depending on you.
I watch every single Just Rolled In edition.
And then she asked me, what was in that video now?
You see, Joachim brought something to eat. No coffee making on our channel. That belt will come in handy. 2 hours later.
I'm still fighting this.
I missed it.
Okay, so you take this piece
Look
out.
at that. Look at that?
Look at the important stuff. His tensioner is broken off.
I don't see it.
I would say this is the reason why this thing is making so much noise. See how the belt is rubbing back here?
Yeah.
See, this tensioner broke off, and see how it's touching here?
Yeah.
And this is why the engine makes so much noise. Who added this to my parts bench?
Joachim did.
I bought all of this stuff for his car after listening to his engine last week. I suspected only a simple problem, and what I did is I saw this in a video from this guy from Norway. So I bought a new tensioner because I thought that's the most likely component which could fail, and we saw it now indeed. And this is actually a really good one from Scheffler Ina. That's the most expensive part we installed today. And it will last you another 265,000. Yes. I suspect his diesel filter is really old. So instead of just installing this, we're gonna measure his fuel delivery rate from his in-tank pump before and after the filter change to see how clogged his filter was, because he is reporting lack of power at 2000 RPM here and there. If the tensioner is broken, most likely the idler of the Serpentine belt is also broken. Okay, this is really disrupting my progress here. We're gonna have to eat German stuff first. Showing coffee is okay, but we're not gonna show you how to make coffee. I bought 20 liters of coolant, just in case. See these bolts here? They were sent to us from a subscriber, from Carl Hensen. These are all suspension bolts. Thank you very much, Carl. We will make good use of them. That's a nice touch. Here. So everybody notice we interrupted our breakfast now to do some work on the car.
Jesus. Look at that.
Oh, look at that. Yeah. Oh my God.
Are you done being excited about this part? Listen to this.
Oh my God. The bearing is all gone.
It also has a little bit of play when I waggle here.
Yeah.
Listen.
So is that the water pump? Not sounding
listen. Good. Wow, you managed 5 seconds without talking. Okay, listen to this one. This one is good.
That one's good, yeah. And
because all these noises add up. I listen to the alternator, and it sounds horrible. In the other direction, it's a one-way clutch. And to test the one-way clutch, I gotta use the inertia and do this, and then I can feel the one-way clutch, and that feels okay.
It didn't fit.
Oh, it's hot, it's hot. I would say we change it, you know. I don't like pieces which make a noise like that.
Going up.
So, there we go. Oh, there's just a little bit of dirt.
No oil, and that car is as old as mine, or even 1 year older.
All right. So, but this boot is definitely gone here. The front differential oil seal is badly leaking, so it could be a clogged breather. It could be an overpressure.
Busted the same as it has been on mine and Fabian's.
No.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Yeah,
bad?
Yeah. Now I can't see anything.
You don't need to see anything.
Yeah.
There are also good things to say about this Discovery. This is where the oil would seep out if it has a leak on the rear crankshaft seal. This is below the timing belt. It's also completely dry. There is no leak on the camshafts either. The transfer case, completely dry. The automatic transmission, completely dry. Oh yeah, of course. There you see his drive shaft center bearing completely gone. But this probably doesn't bother him. Rear differential, also dry.
And that one's all clean. Oh, I got to turn on my light.
How can a water pump be fastened with some tiny bolts like this? You know, what if a Toyota driver is watching this now?
Yeah, I can hear
Everything
it here.
Makes noise, okay? You want to go to the Western Alps and don't want to get pulled out by a Toyota, we better change this. We're not installing an OEM water pump simply because of price. And I got some silicone lube on the O-ring. And I want to make sure that O-ring slips now in and doesn't bind up. That sounded good. I mean, the quality of a Land Rover is really high, no matter what the Toyota people think, okay? They are just bored because their car doesn't provide them any kind of entertainment.
They have to make coffee.
Okay, they have to make coffee. Torque here is 11 Newton meters.
Did you check that or do
Oh, I'm just babbling along.
Oh my god. Here. This is a Java Black.
It's for the Toyota driver, this is like hand tight. Coolant pump, pulley, wheel, retaining bolts get 23 Newton meters. That's 7.5 clickety clicks. Oh, that was 8. So this is absolutely torque to Land Rover spec.
You're gonna check that with it.
So we're next to the radiator here. This is the breather from the front diff. I'm gonna pull this out. Now the only way to check this breather now to see if this is causing the oil leak on the differential is to cut it off. This is now tough for Joachim, okay?
Because we're gonna cut it off without it.
I felt the air pressure when I just cut it off. I felt the air blow on my finger. This is the reason your differential is leaking.
Yeah.
There was actually a recall on this breather cap, but the workshops didn't really carry out that recall. And that's why there are still many vehicles out with clogged breather caps, resulting in leaking front diffs. So what we're gonna do now is we plug in this piece, which is a Festo silencer, an 8-inch adapter in ISO G thread with a 6mm push lock fitting. He's not gonna go wading anyhow.
No,
so all I gotta do,
high.
plug this back in, 2 for your box. And
here, for the next Discovery?
And now we're gonna check what kind of oil pump Joachim has installed. And the oil pump is actually visible right here on the side of the crankshaft pulley wheel. You can see that there is a number in the casting. So I use my cell phone to take a picture of this number right here, like this. So here is our assortment of oil pumps. First of all, this pump here is an aftermarket pump, and it does not have a number here in this area where we just took a photograph. Versus when you have a Ford, it does have a number here, and you can see it's a 6600AC. And you can see that's the weak one right here, which is known to fail. So you don't want to have the AC. And then this here is from a 2009, and it has the revision AE here. Here's the picture what we just took on Joachim's car, and you can see it's a 6600AE. But this is not the latest version pumps. If I measure here the rotor thickness, I get, on this OEM pump, I get a 13.5. And when I take now a brand new OEM Ford Motor Company pump, it's also the version AE, and if I measure that one brand new out of the box, you can see it's a 15mm rotor. Based on this number on the side of the casting AE, it is not possible to tell if it's a 13.5 or a 15mm rotor. Only way to tell is to take the pump out.
Oh boy.
Before we disconnect the alternator, we gotta disconnect the battery here. Red is black and plus is minus. All my viewers know that. And I can get to them here with a regular ratchet and a 13mm head. There is a cable in the back, which I gotta be really careful not to tear off. Otherwise Joachim has a heart attack again. And he has to get his defibrillator. Oh, that was close. Pretty tight for such a damn small bolt. Okay, when I pull this out, and there are the brushes, and you can see how much they got left. So this alternator needs new bearings. You sure it's in there?
Yeah, it's in there. Here it is.
There it is. This is the tool made out of a paper clip, but you need to install it. So this is the new one, which is an eBay aftermarket part. This is the original one, and you can see how much is missing on the brushes. But it also tells us that there is still enough left on the brushes.
I would leave the old one.
I would also say we leave the old one in, because the alternator has bearing noise. Probably makes sense to get a new alternator or replace the bearings and the brushes at once. But I don't want to cause him a brush fire here on these contacts and ruin this alternator with my cheap ass eBay aftermarket brush assembly. I insert my pin here, stick my pin through right here. And now I can put this back in, like this, yeah? I fasten the screws. Okay, now I can take the pin out and give the pin back to Vera, so that I can ask her next time to get it. Don't forget to insert this connector before you mount it, like I did. Okay. It makes sense to do things only one time, and you get done twice as fast. Click, click, and that's 23. When we started and it don't work, I know exactly who screwed it up. Vera. There is a tiny difference in between those two, okay?
In London, they told me, mind the gap, please.
Yes.
Here it is.
Mind the gap. Okay, what is this now?
28.
I go a little bit more because 25 is just nothing.
I put it to 28.
Okay, I went a little bit more because 28 is just nothing. Now we install this idler. So, this way nothing can happen. Not like this. Just like a pin. Yeah, 47 feels right.
I'm afraid he forgot something.
So you kind of puzzle it back on until it looks decent, okay? That's good enough. I mean, it's somebody else's car, it's not mine. There. Very nice and done. Hung up somewhere. There. Make sure that nothing falls in here like a piece of tack or something. This is looking good. This piece you don't need.
That oil filter has been in there for a long time. Oh my god.
There was no... The was here and here, but not here. Okay, so you had a couple of and one. Oh my god, it could be worse.
We'll check the sump.
See the chips there? They're really tiny.
Yeah.
Okay, look at that one. So we're gonna open the sump and look how bad it is. This little piece needs to be inserted here. Don't screw this up. We only showed that 10,000 times already in our channel. So now it's in here. The ring here is nicely seated. And I put the cap on. So as soon as it's seated, a little bit more. You don't have to overdo this.
There are feathers down here and
Okay, give me
oh my
some
god.
room. It smells. I mean,
Oh my god, it's
let me
bad.
put this somewhere. So there's your bird. Okay. Copper grease on here. Yeah. This way we don't have to fight it next time.
But you know what? Next time we're gonna get that bucket with a brush.
The bucket with a brush, you mean?
Cutting edge technology.
Curtis from Cutting Edge Technology has a little brush, and Vera saw that, and since then she wants a brush.
And a bucket.
Always good if you have no pieces left over when you're done on a Land Rover.
Yeah,
okay?
it's like it happens
should
with
be-
us on our Mercedes.
There, click. See now how nicely this works? Good enough.
Now it's getting interesting.
This is a Schrader valve which lets us tap into the fuel delivery system from the in-tank fuel pump. So I'm gonna put in a hose here.
Do you want my step?
No.
You see the Schrader valve? Oh, it's bent.
The relay, second one from the top. So it's this relay. This is gonna be stuck really good. There. Put the battery back on. There. I can cycle now here the fuel pump. There we go. Now I start it and we're gonna let it run for 1 minute. When we do this test before and after, it's kind of important that the fuel has the same temperature, okay? Now 60 seconds. There we go. So 325. Liner is right. This is the number we gotta remember.
Oh my god. I'm gonna tip it over.
Good time to remove this rag. You feel like how it's nicely slipped in. And if this is a bad connection, you certainly have power loss.
Yeah. So now a fully loaded Discovery.
I don't know what my insurance says if we drop this car. I certainly don't know what my insurance says if we kill one of us.
Now we're gonna drain the oil, change the fuel filter, and look inside the sump. That's gonna be really interesting.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my god. It's gone. Yeah. Piece of cake. Everything is a piece of cake with that lift. So that's
Just to
now,
be safe.
instead of 23, it's 26.
Maybe 30. And now we're gonna take the oil pan off.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my. all good.
If there would be chips in here,
It would be all shiny.
it would be all shiny.
Yellow
yeah.
flake.
Was ist das?
Oh, they're chips.
Hopefully it's just plastic. That is not from a bearing.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Yes.
see, it's magnetic. It's not from a bearing. Anybody knows what this is out of a TDV6? It's magnetic.
It doesn't look broken off.
We're going to close up the oil pan. Now this was really good news, okay? And you can see this in Joachim's face. It looks like the face of a happy Land Rover driver now. I'm gonna cut this section of an oil pan into the video with chips, okay? So now we got them all in there. If this would be gold, we would be rich. And if you see this, you're not as happy. So this filter gets replaced latest every 40,000 kilometers. I pulled the first one off without any tool, okay? It went real easy, just like in Shane Chet's video. Better don't use a tool. There's the second one.
Yeah.
There's the third one. There it is.
Keep those plugs. You need them.
Yes, they are really good if you want to plug off lines or ports or whatever. I gotta make sure I'm not dropping dirt in here, okay? This is really important. That one goes in. There is a separate video for how to do this, brand new from Shane's Shed. Go check that out, he does it in all detail. Over here at LR Time, you only got the cliff notes. Same exercise as before, except now it's gonna take longer until we get fluid because it needs to prime the filter first.
Yeah, now the air is coming.
We gotta wait until this air is completely gone and the filter is nice and filled. And here I'm jumpering the relay. We're gonna do 1 minute and check the quantity and
It's most likely.
go. And what do we have? Hopefully at least the same. Yep.
345.
And a bit of air.
Yeah.
Okay. This is an easy way to see if the pump had to struggle with the filter.
And one less thing to worry about.
Oh, yes.
The cap, it says 5W dumbass. You put in 5W40 in a Discovery with so many kilometers on it. You have to assume that there is some bearing wear and you're doing your engine a big favor. 5.6 should get it right into the center of the oil level. Oh, this looks yummy. No more ramp. Okay, plug the fuse back in. Close this up. Air filter. When was it changed last time?
I don't know. Maybe cleaned last time.
Spat immer.
Maybe another bird in there.
In Germany, you don't get a filter to be that dirty. We'll put a new one in. And new filter. Wow. It does look a little bit different. Yes. I'm almost afraid I'm putting fingerprints on it. Now we got to make sure when we close it that this lid goes on really smoothly. Mm-hmm.
That car sounds so great now. Unbelievable. He sounds like a really healthy Discovery. So they are going on a test drive and look at that mess. That's always the worst when we have visitors over. Oh my God. And he has a CB radio antenna. I want one of those too.
It's our idle oil pressure with full temperature. I think you can see something, yeah. Okay, so this is 0.7, just like it was.
2 or just below the 2?
1.9 is spec.
Yeah.
The different oil did not increase the pressure. Not bad, but we are in specification.
Yeah.
And you can hear now, it's noisier now with the oil being hot.
So not every engine rattle is related to a low oil pressure or the 5W30 oil.
The oil alone will not fix any engine issues, but it will help long term to prevent bearing failures. Now we end the video here. This was only part 1 of this little bit neglected discovery, but remember, Joachim is an emergency responder and he has pretty weird working shifts, and he does not have the time as we have to take care of his discovery around the clock, okay? Check back in a few weeks and you will see the second half of the maintenance jobs we did on this car. Very interesting content. And at this point, we want to thank our patrons for their continuous support. Really highly appreciated. And if you like this video, please think about subscribing. And in any case, please don't unsubscribe.
Yes, and if you want a patch or sticker, email me. See you next Sunday.